If we look at why people are not able to understand their own religions also, this is all arrangement of the Supreme Lord, that ultimately people lose the faith in all their religions and only one religion will exist as Kali Yuga goes forward, which is Sankirtana Yajna. Everybody will follow Krishna consciousness. This is the prediction. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also has predicted, ultimately all the religions will converge in Kali Yuga. All philosophical systems will converge in Kali Yuga. So for that to happen, people have to lose sight of their religions, people have to, and when people lose sight of the religion, there will be some people who will become fanatic, and when generally only a minority of the people become fanatic. And when the minority of the people become fanatic, the rest of the people start seeing the futility of this religion, they will give up that religion. Then they will start seeing the real worth and value of Krishna consciousness. So they will all accept it. So, these are all the arrangements of the Supreme Lord and the effect of Kala and Kali Yuga, which are acting to create such misconceptions in people's minds about the religion. I'll give one example in Islam. So, what happened was once some terrorist sent a mail to, I think, the UK government or something like that, that in 15 days from now, there are going to be bomb blasts across the country. Like that, one anonymous email was received. The department processed that, and they have their system of processing and assessment and all that. Looks like they felt it was not a genuine thing. They didn't pay much attention to it. After a few days, I think in that they have that underground trains, metro train or whatever, there were blasts there and many people were killed. Then an Islamic organization came forward and they took responsibility for this heinous act. And they said, according to our religious scripture, according to the Quran, if we warn the opponent and then attack him, there is no sin involved in it. This is a total misinterpretation of that injunction in the scripture. We also know, even in Vedas it is said, if you have to fight somebody, first you have to give a warning to that person. Warning means what? Not that you send an anonymous email. The warning means the guy has to come in front of you and challenge you face to face. I'm challenging you to a fight, one-on-one duel. Come fight with me. You don't have a weapon? Here, take your weapon. This is my weapon. Come, let us fight now. This is the kind of warning that has to be given. Not that behind some unknown IP address, you cover your IP address and send an anonymous email, and then without any warning, suddenly you go and strike and then claim, my religious scripture allows me to do this. So this is a total misinterpretation of the injunction. So you can see it is very clear. These are all total bogus misconceptions, mispropaganda these guys are doing. And because of all this, these fanatics are all like that. They have no proper understanding. They have no understanding that religion means these four pillars have to be there. Compassion is the basis of every religion. Without compassion, where is religion? It doesn't have meaning. If a person is very religious, every day goes to the mosque, every day goes to the church, temple and all that. There is some guy lying in the street, he's begging for help, he has met with an accident, and this guy says, no. I'm not interested, and walks away. What will people tell? People will criticize. Look at this fellow. Calls himself so religious and all. He cannot help one poor man. That means people know at their heart, intrinsically people know, religion means compassion has to be there. Without compassion, there is no meaning to religion. Similarly, somebody is very religious, every day does puja and all that, and gets caught in a bribery scandal. What will people say? Look at this fellow. A big puja and all he used to do, and look at him, finally now in jail for bribery. So, people intrinsically expect that a religious person means he has to be truthful. And intrinsically, people expect that religious man means he has to be very clean in his thought and in all his activities. That is why you will see when a Babaji or a Swamiji has, or a father in a church has some illicit relationship with another woman, it catches the headlines of the newspaper. So many men are having so many illicit relationships every day. The media never carries all that. But when a religious man has an illicit relationship, it makes headlines. Why? Because people intrinsically expect, they know religious man means he has to be clean in his thinking and activities and in his actions. Clean in his thinking and actions means he cannot entertain lusty desires in his heart towards women. So therefore, when a sadhu or a father or a cleric, Muslim cleric, he has some illicit relationship with another woman, it makes headlines. So we have to understand these 4 pillars of dharma. Without that, no religion can stand. So compassion is the basic fundamental thing for religion. Without that, so these people are such barbarians, they have no compassion at all. How can they be called religious? They are simply using religion as a tool to oppress the people. That's the reality. For them, that religion becomes a tool. They need some justification for committing all their crimes. Otherwise, they'll be called criminals. So they'll take shelter of their religious book, pull out some obscure, some injunction in their scripture, give it a completely different twist and present it and tell, see, just like that terrorist wanted a justification for killing innocent women, children and old people. So what does he do? He pulls out a injunction from the Quran and puts that, gives a new twist to it and says, see, according to this, I have done the right thing. So they need some justification. Otherwise, people will directly condemn them and say, you are a terrorist, you are this one, you are a criminal. So nobody wants to be called a criminal or a terrorist, right? So they will give the justification in terms of their religious scripture. So these are all misinterpretations. That's how we have to understand.